So Adam, so you and your dad have a really good relationship when you guys go to the golf course, and like you said, he videos you a lot, and he really is taking your stats and making sure you're working all the right things. But there's definitely a fine line between making sure you're doing everything you can to be the best at golf and stepping over that and being, I don't want to say overbearing, but definitely putting too much pressure on you to perform, where you probably already put a lot of pressure on yourself to perform. You want to be successful. You want to win tournaments.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen parents kind of go too far where they're putting too much pressure on their kids, or they start arguing with their kids on the golf course to try and be more successful? And do you ever feel like there's situations where that's bad and that's actually hurting the player versus helping them?
Yeah, so I mean, going to all these different tournaments, I've seen so many different types of parenting styles, and it's good to have a parent that's involved in and definitely helping, but there's a difference between kind of helping and being a little too kind of like a helicopter parent, basically, and kind of forcing their kid to practice, because the kid's got to want it on their own. Otherwise, they're going to get burnt out and they're not going to want to play once they're older.
So would you say it's important to have encouragement as a kid from your parent, to have encouragement to want to go out and practice and play, versus kind of being told you have to go out and practice and play and you have to be successful? If you, not that you're like this with your dad or your mom, but if they told you, Adam, you have to be successful otherwise, would you feel like that's a lot of pressure, and would you feel like that's kind of unfair to you?
Yeah, I mean, that would make it a lot harder, just because, I mean, I'm already putting pressure on myself just because I want to go out there and play as good as I can. But also, if my parents were to say that, then it'd make it a lot tougher to perform to my highest levels.
Now, on the other side of that, if your parents were complete laissez-faire, where they just totally didn't, they invest in your game in terms of they got you into tournaments, but they totally didn't worry about how you performed. They didn't take stats. They didn't watch you play. They were really uninvolved. Do you feel like that would be beneficial, or do you feel like you would get less out of your game because they're not there kind of in your corner trying to help?
Yeah, I mean, it's good in some ways, but it's not as good in other ways. So you won't get like the stats if they're not there to take videos of your swing and for you to look at it. You're not gonna be able to have those videos to look back on, and it's gonna be a little tougher to improve. But it's also, in a sense, it can make it easier just because your parents not putting too much pressure on you and you're just out there playing.
So you would say, in an optimal world, you'd want to have kind of a nice, healthy balance where, they're in your corner, they're trying to help you as best they can, but they're not pushing you. They're just there as a support system.
Yeah, so you just want your parent there helping you the best that they can, and just they're being very supportive and doing the best they can to help you.
Now, this is something I've noticed, and maybe you have too. Is it important when you get off the golf course to be able to turn off golf when you get home? Because a lot of parents will kind of, ride their kids about the round of golf, and they'll push it too far where they just can't stop talking about it. Is there an important time where when you get home, you're kind of able to flip off the switch and say, hey, golf is on the golf course, and when we get home, it's like we're a family and we're going to appreciate each other and have normal life experiences, and just let golf be what it is on the golf course?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's good to have your parent go over, when you're going over the round, for them to they can be a little more harsh on you, and like, you didn't play too good today and whatever. But after you go over that, my dad told me, your score doesn't define who you are as a person, and you just gotta kind of forget about what happened after you go over the round and make sure you put that into your practice.
Cool. So golf is golf, and life is life, and obviously we want golf to be part of our life. We want to be successful, but at the end of the day, it's not who we are, it's just what we do.
Yep, exactly.
Cool. Beautiful.